Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Lorraine and welcome to my channel. Now just before I dive in there and pull your cards for today, I'd just like to say I am an experienced and professional holistic and spiritual counsellor and mentor, and I offer 100% money back guarantee for image readings, tarot readings, also the programs, as well as spiritual and holistic counselling, mentoring, plus advice to help you with union with self and union with your person. Just check out the details in the description box below this video for more information. So let's dive in there and let's see what messages the cards have for you, for both you and your person's love journey thus far. Alright. Okay. Alright, so let's come in with the now, alright guys, and let's see what's going on with both you and your person at this point in time. Okay, alright, so you're coming in with the Devil card. The Devil card is Capricorn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, alright guys, and Saturn rules your 10th house here. Your 10th house is about your career, your profession, your work ethic, what you're being recognized for, how you are being seen by friends, family, those around you. Alright guys, your community. And I'll talk more to that. Saturn is actually starting to retrograde through Aries at this point in time. Alright, now you are coming in with the Wheel of Fortune. You're coming in with Aquarius and Sagittarius. And so Sagittarius rules your 9th house. Okay. And Aquarius rules your 11th house. Here, friendships. Here. Okay. Education, higher level of learning here. All right. So what it can talk about there in your reading is patterns and habits, to be quite honest with you. Because that's what you're coming in with here. And in terms of the Wheel of Fortune coming in, it talks about here, it comes in with friends, it comes in with family, social networks here, especially when you're coming in with Aquarius, because Pluto is in Aquarius here. See, it kind of comes in as the people that are around you, the people that are around your person are the same people that have been around you for a very long time. And so the same things have been happening here. It comes in as you only associate yourself with people who take drugs. You only associate yourself with people who drink here. And especially coming in with the Devil card here in your reading. Okay. So there is a way in which both you and your person are being recognized here. And see what it also talks about here in your reading. There's a big emphasis here on social standing, social class here in a way. Because you're coming in with the foundation here. See, this is coming in as a belief system, because that's exactly what your 9th house is about. Yeah, of course it's about a higher education. Alright guys, But that higher education comes in as what you have learned thus far. It does talk about institutionalized thinking here, in a sense, all right, guys? And then you're coming in with your 11th house, which talks about friends and family, hopes and wishes here. And with Pluto being in Aquarius at this point in time, there's a big emphasis on your relationships, your friends, your family here. It also talks about why you are in those kinds of relationships, why you built those relationships here. Okay, what is it about these friends here, guys, that keep you wanting or keep you going back, keep you hanging out with them here, in a sense? But I get here in your reading, you know, it's coming in as they have always been around. They have always been my friends because their parents were friends and their parents were friends, and so this is my friend group. And my social group here, my social clique, and it kind of comes in as we all do it. We all have a drug habit. We all drink here. That's what I'm getting. Or we've all suffered the same kind of negative attachment here. We've all suffered abandonment, neglect, and rejection here in your reading. Because it is coming in with an inner fear here, guys. See, there's a reflection happening here, guys. There's, for both you and your person, is actually looking back on what's happened thus far or where you've come. Alright, guys, that's what I'm also picking up here. Okay. The life that you have, it's coming in as the life you've been born into here, even with the houses on the board here. Because there's a huge reflection on self happening here. There, you're coming in with, of course, patterns and habits, but you're also coming in with your health and wellness here, your health and well-being, with Saturn being in retrograde here. Alright, let's keep going here and let's see what else I'm able to pull for you. Interesting, you guys. Okay, yeah, alright, so you're coming in with the Ace of Wands, you have the Nine of Cups, and you're coming in with the Six of Pentacles here in your reading. Now you are coming in with obstacles and challenges here, and so what it talks about there in your reading is that this is coming in as physical. It's just physical here. It's just a physical attachment here when you're coming in with obstacles and challenges, because there's no depth here, guys. Yeah, of course you've got the Nine of Cups, but the Nine of Cups can come in as expectations, but it can also come in as overindulging here. See, this is actually coming in as an addiction, to be quite honest here, guys, only because of these first two cards, the Devil card and the Wheel of Fortune here. When it comes to you and your person, is that that physical intimacy here, guys, is something that you have craved, that both you and your person crave here. There is no depth to it here. With the Nine of Cups, what it talks about there in your reading is, yeah, of course you want it to be reciprocal. I do get that here, okay, guys, but there's a lot more that's going on here in your reading. It talks about the sharing here, the equal give and take here in your reading. Let me just get that one for you. See, what it talks about here is that even though you give here, this is both you and your person, because you've got other people involved in your reading. There are other people here. It actually comes in as for both you and your person, you have options, but you actually go towards these options. You actually have a relationship or relations, physical intimacy here with your options, and your person is the same here in your reading. That's how these cards are coming in. And what it talks about here in your reading is that you don't know how to control it. You don't know how to pull back from wanting to be with someone. The urge here in your reading, coming in with the Ace of Wands, the urge is too hard to fight. But what it talks about with the Nine of Cups is that when you're coming in this way, all right, guys, it's just the next person, the next person, the next person here. Yeah. You know, it comes in as so every week you're with a different person. Every week your person is with a different person here. That's what it talks about, guys. Hence why you're coming in with the Six of Pentacles here. And like I said, when you give, you're left with nothing. That's what it talks about. So you're always you're always ready. You're always ready to give. You're always ready to share. But once the experience is over, okay, you're not left with anything. That's what it's talking about here in your reading. Hence why it's coming in as an obstacle and a challenge. Yeah, it is coming in as an addiction here, guys. It's a pattern and a habit. It's toxic patterns of behaving here. And see, with these cards coming out, the Ace of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles, it comes in as, well, it's normal behavior. It's normal. I've got multiple partners. This is both you and your person here. Thank you. So let's come in with the potential outcome. Beautiful. Okay, so you come in with the Four of Wands, you have the Ace of Cups, and you are also coming in with the Sun card here in your reading. Alright, let me just look at that for you. Okay, so what it's talking about here in your reading, and I think I've already spoken about it here, guys. in terms of booking an image reading with me, that would really be beneficial for you when it comes to your dynamic with your person, because this is a very beautiful relationship, or this is a very beautiful reading. However, there are steps that one needs to take here, guys, to come out of this, to come out of the Devil card and the Wheel of Fortune here, because this is a cycle, and this cycle needs to end. Now, when you come in with the Four of Wands, what the Four of Wands talks about here, well, the potential here in your reading is it requires full commitment if you are going to come away from patterns and habits here. This isn't something that you can take as a casual approach here, especially if you're coming in with the Devil card and the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune is actually the start point here. And the Devil card is actually talking about what needs to change here, guys. And it can also talk about here, guys, just how hard it is for one person, for one person to come out of a cycle of patterns and habits. And it is here, guys. It takes time, especially if you're doing drugs. Alcohol, could also be doing smoking cigarettes. But like I said, here in your reading, there's also that physical intimacy going on and going towards people here. And so what it really talks about here, guys, is so what is it that well, it's easy to say what is it that makes you do that here, guys, okay? What is it that makes you behave that way here? But what it also talks about here in your reading is it's actually the cycle that you're in here in your reading, okay? And yeah, in terms of that negative attachment, because when you do develop patterns and habits here, guys, for drugs and alcohol and cigarettes, it really comes down as something that you use to avoid that helps you to avoid here, guys, and ignore uncomfortable feelings of a past pain, hurt and fear, painful and hurtful experiences here that come in by way of a memory. And so to avoid it, yeah, to stop it, or to try and stop that memory, alright, guys, to try and stop those feelings of low self-worth here and low confidence. This is what your reading is talking about, and this is coming in as both you and your person, alright? Then you come in with that want to feel, the want to feel loved, the want to be loved, the want to be close to a person here, because there's that fear of being alone here. And that fear of being alone is actually coming in as abandonment, neglect and rejection. And so when you're coming in the way that you are, it does talk about union with self here, guys. You are coming in with that. But there are steps that one needs to take, to be quite honest, in order to get into union with self here. And when you've had a drug habit for most of your life here, guys, and the steps that one needs to take in order to come away from drugs and alcohol here, to become completely clean, it's like you've got to dry out here, guys. That takes time too. That in itself are steps. There are steps that one needs to take just to come off drugs and alcohol. And then it's from there that you start to replace that with good feelings here, guys. Positive mindset here. See, you're actually coming in with counselling here, guys. And like I said in the beginning, I am a holistic and spiritual counsellor. See, I can help you transmute here, guys, and release this negative energy and attachments, because this is the main crux of your reading here. So it is possible. Alright guys. And so you come in with the Ace of Cups here. And the Ace of Cups talks about filling your cup of love here guys. And then you have the Sun card. And the Sun card is actually union with self here guys. Yeah. It's about loving oneself here. It's about inner happiness, finding inner happiness. But with these two cards coming out first here guys, I don't think you've found that inner happiness yet. And neither you or your person. Yeah. There's an ego happening here guys, and an ego is anything that keeps you stuck, whether it's positive or negative here in your reading. And so when you're coming in with that ego here guys, yeah, of course it can be seen as overly confident here, but what it talks about there in your reading, it comes in as, yeah, it comes in just doing the same thing here guys. And I spoke about friends and family here, and it's about being around that group and just following what they do and doing it their way here, without, there's a fear to actually step outside of that here and do things for yourself. This is both you and your person. But what I do get here is that you do have an inkling here guys. You are getting that intuitive nudge here that, hey, this kind of behavior can't continue. One minute. Ooh. Ooh. Thank you. So let's come in with the advice, like I said, here in your reading. So you're coming in with the High Priestess here, and when you're coming in with the High Priestess, all right, guys, and when you escape in your mind here, you're coming in with the Nine of Swords, to be quite honest, and so you don't see, because what I get here in your reading is that when you come in with the High Priestess here, you're coming in with the star point here in your reading. And that star point is coming in as your imagination here. A place in which you would escape to when shit was happening to you. When awful and horrible things were going down around you, and you were involved. You didn't have the freedom. You didn't have the freedom to say yes or no. So when things were happening to you in terms of that painful and hurtful memory, you would escape to a place here, coming in with the High Priestess here in your reading. You would escape to a place that was better, and that was purely within your mind here. When you come in this way, when you come in with the High Priestess, because the High Priestess is someone who has an inner knowing, but you've got to know that inner knowing. You've got to tap into it here. And in order to tap into it here, guys, you've got to, in a sense, have gone through something that some form of neglect, abandonment and abuse here, and rejection. That's what it talks about. See, you're coming in with trust here, being able to trust, especially if you're coming in with the Wheel of Fortune, because the Wheel of Fortune, like I said, it comes in as, really does come in as a cycle of neglect, abandonment and rejection. It does. You're also coming in with a cycle of patterns and habits, toxic addictions here, negative attachments and energy. That's all wrapped up here. But there is a want for more here, guys. There's a want to be seen, there's a want to be needed here. Yeah. See, this is what you are wanting here, but I don't know. I don't get it. This is what it's saying, but it doesn't come my way. I end up, you end up getting yourself in situations that you honestly regret here. And so when you go through transformations here, guys, and yeah, you do, it's about using your discernment here. It's about learning to say no here, guys, just because someone finds you attractive here. Especially if you're coming in with the Sun card here. It's about coffee. You got to start at coffee here, because there's a lot to be said here, guys, when it comes to your reading. Alright. Yeah. There's a fear coming in with the Devil card. It's a cycle of fear here, guys. Counselling. Here, guys, book me for counselling. Image reading first, and then we can get into the counselling. Alright, thank you. I appreciate your reading. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you later, eh? Alright, bye.